One more day to go.
That's wonderful, Kim. Good job. So one more open house to do today?
Yes.
Okay, great. Great. I love it. I love it. Keep going. Keep doing those open houses.
Oh yeah.
It's getting good traction for
It
you guys.
yeah, if and it feels that way too. It feels different. So I know it's leading somewhere different. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Oh, I love it. Good for you. I love that. And you know what, you guys, when we get active like that, right, it makes us feel like we're being productive. And you are being productive because you are doing a lead generation activity. So it definitely is not it is definitely the most of productive activities when you're in that lead generation space. Whether you're doing open houses, door knocking, but definitely those open houses, because those are people who really do genuinely want to buy. They would just not stop by a home if there was not any desire whatsoever to purchase, right? Or if they're an owner looking at saying, hey, how is this house look in comparison to my own? And doing that comparison shopping, which again, for you, Kim, and those who are doing those open houses, that is a great lead source. So congratulations on that. I'm so proud of all our new agents who are getting out there, Kim and Letty, who are doing those open houses. I know Jose's on the call. He goes door knocking with the Avalon group. Um, Kim, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for that. And also, it's because of you, people like you, Brandy. You're awesome. I tell you that all the time. You're amazing. The way you move out here, honey, it is phenomenal. And I want to be the next you in my next life. And just thank you for your motivation.
Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. My pleasure. You're about to make me cry because I had such a tough morning this morning. Sometimes, you guys, it's hard to get out of bed, right? So thank you for that. I needed that. The Lord knew I needed that this morning. So thank you. Um, but you are the next Kim in all honesty. So don't even trip. You are the next Kim because you are phenomenal. And I'm so excited for all our agents. You guys are doing it. And I think in this climate of where we are going into a tougher market, we're going to be tougher. We're going to be better. We're going to be stronger. We're going to be more skilled. And that's what's going to get us to being able to take our unfair share of this market when everybody else is operating in fear and scarcity, and saying, oh, the buyer's agent this and that. We are not taking that stance. We are taking a much stronger stance and a more confident stance because we are going to be skilled to be able to get the business. So I'm excited about that opportunity, and happy to be working with all of you. So let's hop right in to the Los Angeles County trends for the day. So, and I got some news to share. We got some news that was reported, that gives you guys a little bit more insight into some things. So let's hop in. So in LA County, for sale properties for this month so far, we're up 12.4% as compared to last month, which is a good sign. We're up 38.9% compared to last year, same time frame in May. And then we are up overall 38.9%. So for sale properties that are on the market right now, we are up almost 40% over last year, you guys. That's huge in LA County because we have seen such a shortage of inventory everywhere across the world, or across at least the United States, that for us to have 40% more inventory than we did last year, that is going against what everyone said it would be. So keep in mind with your buyers, if they're looking in LA County, I know it's still, a scarcity of inventory. However, they've got more than they did last year. So that means buyers have more opportunity to buy in LA County. Now, granted, this is spread out all over LA County. And I'm not sure if I can dive into that number to find out what areas have even more inventory over last year. And I'll dive into that. I'm gonna make a note to myself for that, because that would be good to know, like what cities in LA County really are have that higher amount of inventory, because that would help you guys in terms of directing your buyers to specific cities that they might have more opportunity to pick up a property in that area, especially if right now they're getting beat out. Okay. So looking at sold properties, matter of fact, let me make a note of that. So we want to dive into the for sale in LA County. Okay. Just want to make sure, because I really do want to look at that. All right. So sold properties are down 15.9% over last month, 19.3% over last year, same time frame in May, and then down 0.4%. So not even a full percent, but down 0.4% over last year. Sold properties that have actually closed escrow. So that's interesting. That, you know, up until this month, we have been operating with all three of our major indicators being positive. And now one of them is dipping into that 0.4 negative inventory. So what that means to us is that, you know, although for sale inventory is strong, right? Not as many are closing as they did last year to the tune of 0.4%. So now that could mean that although we've got the inventory right there, what's happening? What does that tell us? That sold inventory has, or sold transactions have dipped. Anybody? Take a guess for me. Nobody want to take a guess?
What was the question, Brandy?
So
Sorry?
thank you, Armando. The question is, so we've got for sale inventory up, right? So we've got inventory up, but we've got sold transactions down a little bit. What does that tell us?
Inventory up, sold down.
Closings down. What are we
Inventory.
missing?
Inventory up, closes down.
Yep. Who has to be present in order for us to have a close?
Buyers.
A lot of buyers on the
Yeah,
Thank
got a lot
you.
of buyers out there. Yeah.
There you go. So the buyers are sitting on the sideline in LA County right now. Okay. So that's exactly what that's showing you is, okay, we've got the inventory. Maybe it's not where they want it to be at. Okay. That could possibly be, because we know LA County is huge. However, we are seeing more inventory, and we're seeing a downtick in the sold properties. So that means that buyers aren't out buying as many properties as they were last year at this point, to 0.4% down. So that means we got to get our buyers off the fence, right? We got to get our buyers back into the market, let them know that, hey, there's inventory out here. They are probably hearing about the bidding wars, and they're hearing about the fact that interest rates are up in that 7% range and haven't come down. And the Fed is probably not going to bring them down anytime soon, but we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. Okay, so pendants are down. Thank you guys, Rosalind and Armando, for chiming in on that. Pendants are down 3.8% over last month, 10% down over last year, same time frame in May, and then 0.4% up increase over last year total. So pendants are actually up a little bit. Now, so we got for sale up, we got pendants slightly up. So hopefully next month we will see, or by the end of this month, we may see those sold properties actually go back into the green. Because we're tracking this week to week to week, sometimes we will see changes at the beginning of the month, or trends at the beginning of the month, and by the end of the month, right, we catch up. Because what do we normally do at the end of the month, right? We push for closings at the end of the month, because our buyers are ready to close escrow and so forth. So typically we are pushing at the end of the month to get those properties closed. So hopefully we'll see some uptick in that. New listing inventory is down 14.9% over last month, and down 3.1% over last May, and then up 13.2% overall. So we are seeing inventory go up 13, new listing inventories go up 13.2%, which is great. We need new listings coming on the market. So as compared to last year, we are definitely seeing increases in LA County. Average active price has actually gone down 3.7% over last month, and down 9.1% over last year. and down 9.1% overall, which is really interesting because in all other counties, we're seeing an increase, right, versus a decrease. But LA County, we are actually seeing the average active price go down almost 10%. So sellers in LA County are getting 9.1% or asking, 9.1% less than they did last year. Now they're receiving, as you can see, 4.3% higher than they were last year. Okay, so that's a good sign. It is normal appreciation is between 4 to 7%. So this number at 4.3% is very common. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And in LA County, people are saying prices are soaring and all this kind of stuff. Can you see here why it's so important for us to dictate the narrative of the market? Because what you hear on the news is just not true. Like house prices are not soaring in LA County. House prices, the average sold price is only 4.3% higher than it was last year overall. And that is very normal rate of appreciation. So for me, when I saw this today, I was like, okay, I'm going to do a video to my sphere and to my database, because they need to know that you can't listen to everything that's on the news. It's a scare tactic, right? And for buyers who are looking to buy right now, and although in the great neighborhoods, yes, you are in competition. I have buyers right now and they are in competition. There's a property in Carson right now, South Carson, right by the 405 in Wilmington. And we looked at the property. The property is going for $889. Okay. They're at $1 million right now in offers. 989, 100,000 over, and breaching that $1 million range. He believes that he's going to get $1 million for that property. Okay. Now, is it a nice property? Absolutely. It's a very nice property. Completely remodeled, you know, four bedrooms, 2.5 baths, really nice property. But you can see that competition. It's literally going for almost $1 million in Carson. So in South Carson. So the reality is that yes, they are in competition. But that just means that, you know, you may have to maneuver into different areas that aren't so in demand if your buyer can't go up that high, or if your buyer has certain limitations, right? We got to get creative. We got to get creative. All right. So Los Angeles absorption rates. Look at this, you guys. This is interesting as well. We're getting up there. Inventory is climbing again in LA County. So we went from 1.9 months of inventory to 2.5 months of inventory this month. Overall, we were at 1.9 months of inventory last year. We are at 2.7 months of inventory this year. So a 41.8% increase over last year, which is really good. We want to see more inventory hit the market. Average days on market, no change over last month. 15.2% decrease over last year in May. So we were at 33 days on the market last year. This time in May, we're at 28 days now. Overall, we were at 39 days on the market last year, and currently we're at 32 days on market, a decrease of 17.9%. Okay. Sold versus original list price. Sellers were getting 99% of list price last month. They're getting 98% of list price this month, a only 1% decrease. Again, sellers are very happy because, as you can see here in LA County, sellers are getting close to 100% of their list price. So they're getting 98% of their list price right now. So what does that mean to us? That means in certain areas, they're getting probably 102, 103, 104% of their list price. And in certain areas, they're probably getting 96, 95% of their list price. We just have to, again, be hyper local and look at our specifics for our specific zip code. Okay. Or that specific neighborhood, even drill down even a little bit farther. All right, let's look at Orange County. For sale properties in Orange County is up to 12.6% over last year. Over last month, up 24% over last year in May, and up 24% overall. So properties that have actually come on the market, we are still up in Orange County, even though in Orange County inventory is scarce. However, it has increased 24% over last year. So again, where people thought we were going to see less sales this year, less inventory this year, it is just not true. the market has increased this year. Sold properties, look at this, in Orange County has actually gone up overall, even though right now in the month we're trending down. So right now we're 7% less than we were last month, okay, and 9.2% less than we were last May. And right now, however, we're still holding strong at 4.7% increase overall throughout the year, and we're almost halfway through the year, right? So sold properties, properties that have actually closed escrow has still increased almost 5% in Orange County. Pendings are down 11.7% over last month and down 7.6% over last May, and increased 3.9% overall. So properties that have actually gone into escrow has increased almost 4% overall. And that's great because, again, 3 of our main indicators for sale properties, pendings, and sold have actually all gone up so far at this point in the year. So that's a really good trend. No listing inventory went down 28.4% over last month, down 19.8% as compared to last May. However, it's still holding strong at 10.1% overall. So new listing inventory is still up in Orange County, which is greatly needed in Orange County, because as you'll see in our next slide, our absorption rates for Orange County, months of inventory is still down. So average active price is actually down 0.9% over last month, up 6.1% over last year in May, and up 6.1% overall, which is great. So average active price, I say that's great because if you guys remember numbers for Orange County has always been astronomically high for our average asking price. However, right now, they're only asking 6.1% higher than they were last year. And remember, we said normal appreciation is between 4 to 7%. So they're still within the normal range, right? However, look at what they're receiving. So they're asking 6.1% higher. However, in Orange County, they're receiving 16.9% higher on average than they were last year. That more than likely is because of the inventory shortage that we are having in Orange County, which causes the bidding effect, right? The direct correlation, not enough inventory. Buyers want to be in that area. They're all bidding on properties and causing those properties to go up. Okay. And then look at this. This is just what we finished talking about, is that right now we are sitting at 1.6 months of inventory in Orange County. Now that's 22.4% higher than it was last year, right? But it's still not even 2 months of inventory on the market in Orange County, which means that if nothing else sold, I don't know if you guys understand absorption rate, but I'm just going to put it to you in the simplest terms I know how, which is if we stop putting any properties on the market right now and nothing else went on the market, it would only take us 1.6 months to deplete all the inventory on the market. That's what an absorption rate is. How long would it take you to absorb all the inventory? It would only take us 1.6 months to absorb all the inventory, and we'd be out of inventory. Okay. So that's why it is so scarce out here. We really do need to get more inventory, especially in Orange County, coming on the market. So that's, and you guys know we've got the NOD class coming up on Friday with Jorge Mesa, or it may be on Thursday, with Jorge Mesa. We'll look at that in a second. So I definitely want you guys to pay attention to that, because you can use that strategy in any market, because all markets have NODs, notice of defaults. Okay. All right. So Orange County average days on market is down 20.8% over last month. We were at 24 days on market. Last month, we are at 19 days on market in Orange County, right? If you've got low inventory, so houses are going to get snapped up, right? Quickly. So, and we're also down 32.4% overall. We were at 37 days on market last year. We're at 25 days on market currently at this point in the year. Okay. Sold versus original list price, we're down 1%. We were at 99% of list price last month. Sellers are getting 98% of list price currently. Okay. And then overall, we were at 96% of list price last year. Sellers are getting 99% of list price currently. So that's an increase of 3.1%. They're getting 99% of list price. Sellers are happy in Orange County because they are getting exactly what they're asking pretty much. Okay. So I had a thought and it just escaped me, but I'll remember. This is something again for you to tell your buyers when they're making offers. We've got to be aggressive. Properties only stay on the market for 2 weeks, if that, right? And you've got to be aggressive with your offers because they're going at list price and above if you want to compete. Okay, so make sure that you're doing that. Riverside County for sale properties is up 6% over last month, up 39.6% over last May, and up 39.6% overall. So Riverside is definitely seeing some good inventory increases over last year. Sold properties are down 17.8% over last month and down 24.9% over last May and down slightly 2.5% over last year overall. So again, in Riverside, just like Orange County, we're seeing, or I'm sorry, just like LA County, we're seeing a dip in that sold inventory. Okay. Let's see, pendants are up 0.9% over last year. I'm sorry, over last month, up 3.1% over last May, and up 1.1%, still on the green side, up 1.1% over last year. So 2 of our 3 major indicators are still in the green. And we're hoping by the end of the month, those solds, because we push at the end of the month to get closings, hopefully we will see those solds go back into the green category as compared to last year. Let's look at the listing inventory is down 21.2% as compared to last month, down 12.3% as compared to last May, and up still 12.2% overall. So new listing inventory coming on the market is still increasing in Riverside County, which is great. We normally see increases in Riverside, San Bernardino counties because they do have the opportunity for a lot of the new builds that we see coming on the market. And some of that does trickle into the new listing inventory, okay? All right, average active price is down 2.1% as compared to last month. Hey guys, quickly, am I lagging? Because I see myself lagging. Is it really bad?
Well, it's cutting in and out a little bit. It's not too bad.
Thank you, Rosalind. Okay, now I'll keep going because I see myself having a delay and then I'm like, oh my God, can they hear me? Okay, so average active price, yep, 2.1% down over last month. Increased 3.8% compared to last May, and an increase of 3.8% overall. So sellers in Riverside County are asking 3.8% higher than they were last year, which again is very normal, right? Definitely within the normal range, little under the normal range, right? However, they are receiving 9% higher than they were last year. So although they're asking 3.8% higher, they're actually receiving double that, you know, actually a little bit more than double that, 9% higher. So again, sellers in Riverside County are happy because they are getting higher prices, getting higher value for their homes. Months of inventory has increased 23% over last month, 82.1%, almost doubled compared to last May, and up 43% overall. So we were at 1.9 months of inventory in Riverside County last year. We are currently at 2.7 months of inventory in Riverside County, which is good. If you've got buyers out in that direction, they're seeing a little bit more inventory than they were last year, which is great, which is why the appreciation is just not astronomical because we do have a little bit more inventory and not nearly enough, but a little bit more. So average days on market is 2.4% less than it was last month. We were at 42 days on market last month. We're at 41 days on market this month. Not a big deal at all, right? Overall, we were down 13.7%. We were at 51 days on market last year. We're at 44 days on market. And again, I'm going to let you guys know, my husband and I are looking in San Bernardino, Riverside County. And the reality is that those properties are not staying on the market 44 days. The good ones do not stay on the market 44 days. I can promise you that. Where's my list? This is a list of properties that you guys can't even see it because of the thing. But several of these properties, it's about 15 properties or so. And the majority of them have been on the market less than a few days. And they will go into escrow within this week because they all had offers on them, successful open houses over the weekend. My husband went out by himself, did a bunch of stuff on Saturday. And then I went out with him once he narrowed it down on Sunday. So definitely, and I talk with the agents and they're seeing just a lot of response from buyers. So don't let anybody tell you buyers aren't out there. They are out there. And in Riverside County, don't be fooled by this 44 days on the market. If you've got a property and you've got a buyer, get them out there quickly, so that your name gets in the hat with the rest of those offers. Okay. All right. So sold versus original list price, down 1% compared to last month, and down 1% as compared to last May, and down and up 1% overall. So sellers were getting 96% of list price last year, and currently they're getting 97% of list price. So very close to list price in Riverside County. And again, it just really depends on the area that you're in Riverside County, because in the more popular areas, or the more desirable areas, however you want to put it, those properties actually are going for over list price. Okay. Which means in some of the more rural areas of Riverside County, they're getting under their list price, which is how this number, averages out. Okay. All right, let's go with our last county of the day, San Bernardino County. Any questions so far? We good? All right. For sale properties, up 12.6% as compared to last month, up 36.5% as compared to last May, and up 36.5% overall. Okay, so we are seeing for sale properties in San Bernardino County, more inventory is on the market, almost the same as like LA County, right? So that's a really good number there. However, we are seeing 2 of our 3 indicators being in the red this time around. So sold properties is down 16.2% as compared to last month, 24.5% down compared to last May, and 3.7% down overall. So we're seeing less closings in San Bernardino County, even though we're seeing more inventory. Goes back to what we talked about earlier, Armando and Rosalind. They are less buyers, scooping up this inventory in San Bernardino County. Okay, so we got to get our buyers out there. And they're, again, apprehensive because of the interest rates and the appreciation. But we've got to get them out there because now is definitely the time to buy. You've got inventory out here that now is definitely the time to buy. 3.2% down. On pendants, 3.2% down as compared to last month, 11.9% down as compared to last May, and 3.6% down overall. So we're seeing pendants properties going into escrow down 3.6%. Now, these decreases aren't like huge, right? So we still have a chance to rebound by the end of the month. So we'll see what actually happens. However, right now we are seeing some minor decreases, and we'll keep an eye on that. All right, so new listing inventory down 8.7% as compared to last month, down 3.8% as compared to last May, and up 14.1%, still holding strong, up 14.1% overall. So we are seeing more new listing inventory come on the market in San Bernardino County, which is great. We need to see more. Average active price is up 0.5% as compared to last month, up 1.8% as compared to last May, and up 1.8% overall. So Average active price has gone up. Sellers are asking for 1.8% higher than they were last year, which again, phenomenal, because that just means that, you know, just about 2% higher than it was last year. And that's great for buyers, right? That's great for buyers to know, like, there's not this huge appreciation in San Bernardino County. So it's still fairly affordable out there, right? Which is why we see a lot of our buyers going out there. All right, so they're asking for 1.8% higher. However, they are receiving, look at this, 5.3% higher, right? So they are receiving higher than they're asking, to the tune, or at least higher than compared to last year, 5.3% higher than it was last year. Okay, so properties are selling for 5.3% higher prices than they did last year. So that's a good sign for sellers. Sellers are happy because they are seeing some appreciation, and buyers are happy because it's not astronomical. It's within normal ranges. Okay. All right. And again, buyers will only be happy, I should say this, buyers and sellers will only be happy if we're telling them this information. They don't know this. If they're listening to the news, they're hearing that affordability is a huge issue. And they don't know that in San Bernardino County, we've seen normal appreciation, and therefore it's good if you're looking to buy in San Bernardino County, because prices are still fairly reasonable and have not had a significant increase over last year, right? They're within normal ranges. We've got to be telling that story to our buyers so that they don't feel like, oh my God, prices have gone through the roof, even in San Bernardino County. That's not true. All righty. All right. You can show them these numbers, actually, right? Take a screenshot, show them these numbers. All right, months of inventory has increased 29.7%. We were at 2.4 months of inventory last month. We are at 3.1 months of inventory currently, and we're at 3.1 months of inventory overall, a 41.2% increase. So we were at 2.2 months of inventory last year at this time. We're at 3.1 months of inventory currently at this time of the year. So interesting, because again, that's telling us inventory is definitely going up, which is a good sign. However, I also believe that it's sitting there a little bit longer because these interest rates have not come down, and everybody was anticipating that we would have interest rates shrink a little bit because the Fed would decrease rates, because inflation has been doing better, and going down. So we thought that the interest rate would come down and we would be in the lower sixes, potentially the upper fives. We are sitting in the sevens, right? In the lower sevens, upper sixes, but still right in that range, which makes buyers a little more apprehensive, right? So average days on market is average days on market has gone down 17.9%. As compared to last month, we were at 39 days on market. We're at 32 days on market currently in San Bernardino County. Overall, it's gone down 20%. We were at 50 days on market last year. We were at 40 days on market this year. Again, do not let that 40 days fool you. You got to act fast still if you're looking at properties that are in like more desirable areas, not in like more of the outskirts of San Bernardino County. All right, let's look at sold versus original list price. We were at 98% of list price last month. We're at 99% of list price. So sellers are getting 99% of their list price currently at this point in the month. Overall, an increase of 2.1%. Sellers were getting 96% of list price. They're currently receiving 98% of list price. Okay, so sellers are happy. They're getting close to their 100% of list price. And in some cases, they're getting well over, and in some cases, they're getting under, right? So just keep in mind that you got to be hyper local when looking at these numbers, especially because you need to know this for your buyer and for your seller, because for your seller, it's your marketing time, their expectation of how quickly is this process going to take. You got to be hyper local so that you can tell them, hey, the average days on market in your specific neighborhood is X. 15 days, 20 days, or maybe 40 days, right? But you've got to be able to tell them that so that they can plan accordingly. It is a bear to move. So the more information we can provide our buyers and our sellers on their time frames, their timelines, and what to expect, to set their expectations, the better. All right, any questions on that before we go into our upcoming events? No? All right, here we go. Upcoming, we have got, okay, so upcoming, we've got group coaching. You guys know we've got group coaching today at 12 o'clock with our very own Diana Carbajal. Tomorrow we've got conversations in real play with John Boteo. And we also have our team meeting tomorrow. All righty, at 3 o'clock. We've got our team meeting tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. We've got Ignite at Night with Shelly, you guys. That is tomorrow. Make and receive offers, session 17. All right. And then we've got our tech workshop on Wednesday with Martha. You guys, Martha puts it down every Wednesday. She is staying. I mean, that class starts at 1 and doesn't end until like 3:30, 4 o'clock sometime. It's ridiculous. So if you really want to dive into the technology and you really want to learn about Command and how it can help your business, you've got to tune in to the tech workshop. You've got to be here. And it's better if you're here because it is a hands-on workshop, and bring your laptop so that she can work with you on some things. And then on Thursday, we do have Ignite at Night again, negotiating offers and getting to the close with Shelly. So you guys don't want to miss that. Shelly is one of our top producers on the Avalon group, working with Jennifer Avalon. And so you don't want to miss out on that. Then we've got Dialing for Dollars on Thursday, right before Ignite, at 5 o'clock. And that's going to be with Victor and or Ramon. And then on Friday, you guys, we've got our Lunch and Learn pre-foreclosure class with Jorge Mesa. That is going to be a great class. If you guys are interested in getting sellers, listings, who's interested in getting listings? I should see a bunch of hands going up. All right. Good deal. Good deal. Thank you, guys. We all should be like, heck yeah, right? So we want those listings. This is going to be a great class to teach us about going out and marketing ourselves to the pre-foreclosure market. What to say, how to get the information, what messaging to use, right? And then how to close for the appointment, and how to close for the deal, and how to help these people, you know, and overall, how to help, because a lot of times they're not quite ready to hear that they need to sell. So that's not what you lead with, because that makes you a salesperson, right? That you're not necessarily interested in how to help them. Now, how to help them might be selling, but it might be helping them with just getting in touch with their lender to do a loan modification, right? It might be going over their finances to see if they can do something else, if they can borrow, whatever the case may be. But we got to be there to help them. And then at the end of the day, if they see us as their advisors, as their people who are in their corner, their consultants, they will use you if they decide that that is the best thing for them to sell. Okay. All right. We also have coming June 13th, First Step to Bold, you guys. Mark your calendars. This is going to be in Whittier. I want all of you guys to be there. The first step is free. So this is our 7-week sales course. It's very intense. It is a great course for all of you to be taking. And it starts June 13th. The first step is free. We're going to have registration tomorrow at our team meeting. Okay. All right. Let's go over our industry news. So quickly, Keller Williams cancels the plan to cut profit share for ex-agents. So we did, as a company, agree. And when I say as a company, we have an agent leadership council. You guys know here in our office, we have an agent leadership council. There's 7 agents on that council. And worldwide, every office has one. And one of our representatives goes to what we call the International Agent Leadership Council meeting as our representative. Keller Williams had made a stand that those agents who leave us and decide to leave and then go to another company and and compete against us, recruit agents away from Keller Williams, they compete, direct competitor, become a competitor, that their profit share would be reduced to 5%. That was a decision made last year. The International Agent Leadership Council voted that in. Well, bunch of lawsuits came as a result of that, because those ex-agents basically said, no, we earn that profit share. And although we are now your competitors, we still receive profit share because those agents are still with you. And it's not fair for you to cut us out of that, because we earned that. We did help you to grow. And therefore you cutting us out just because now we're a competitor is not fair. That basically, I guess, was their premise. And bottom line is that the International Agent Leadership Council reconvened, and there are plenty of lawsuits. And you guys know right now, there's just a lot of litigation across real estate, the industry, period. Keller Williams decided to drop our plan to cut their profit share because it does not serve us to do that. It is not in our best interest, the lawsuits and all of that. It is just not in our best interest to go forward with that. We made a decision that, yes, they did contribute, and we will continue to share profits with them, even if they are a direct competitor. Personally, just my 2 cents, my vote was always that they should still receive the money. I get it. We don't like that they leave and that they're competing with us, but if they contributed to our growth, then they should still reap those benefits, because they did contribute to our growth, and those agents are still with us. They would not be getting profit share if those agents were not still with us. That would go away. So that's my 2 cents. But it was a big deal. It was in the news. I wanted to share that with you guys, because if people ask you, oh, I heard Keller Williams, retracted their decision, and then you can just say simply, it was the right thing to do. Yeah, we did the right thing. We don't need distractions of lawsuits looming over our heads. We've got enough right now with earning our commissions and being focused on tackling the market of the day. We don't want to be worried about all the other stuff, right? So it's the right thing to do. All right. More wiggle room for buyers as rates and supply show promise. We just saw this, you guys. This is in the news, but we're seeing it firsthand with our weekly market update that, yes, we're getting more inventory coming on the market, and rates have actually gotten a little bit better over the past week. Still in the 7s, but they are dropping slowly. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's keep our finger on the pulse of the market to see where it all goes. But definitely we are seeing rates drop slowly. And what's happening is that the Fed is looking at everything, inflation and everything, and seeing if they're going to cut rates. They have not done that, but they are looking at it, and inflation is actually doing better. It has gone down, so that's a good sign. But the bottom line is our market is still pretty hot right now. And if they are to cut rates, what will happen is that then the market gets hotter, right? So they aren't necessarily trying to stimulate the market right now, which is why they're not cutting rates, because the market is still moving in the right direction. It's still hot. We still don't have enough inventory for our buyers, really. Okay. So they're saying, hey, if we drop the rates even further, it'll be an even, it could potentially be even more. However, we're arguing that, well, if you drop rates, more inventory would come on the market because more sellers would sell, right? And they would go buy, they would go move and get their up leg or downsize. They would make those moves. They're not selling because they're currently in a 3% interest rate and they don't want to go to a 7, right? So big heated discussion about that, but definitely just know that with the increased inventory and now last week, rates coming down just a smidge, keep your eye on that, and keep getting this information out to your buyers and sellers, because it does make a difference to them, right? This other article I found, which I thought was interesting, is that builder confidence takes a hit as rates and costs remain high. So new builds, the interesting part about this is that although their confidence took a hit, builder confidence took a hit, the reality, you guys, is that builders are actually offering a lot of incentives. So new builds are offering a lot of incentives. So if you guys have buyers who are looking in areas that have new builds, you guys take them to the new builds, right? Look at the new builds and see who is actually offering those incentives. Incentives like buying down on the rates, incentives like closing cost credits, incentives like credits towards their upgrades on their homes, right? Their flooring, their countertops, cabinets, lights, things like that they'll give them money toward, that then they don't have to spend out of their pocket, or that does not have to get tacked onto the cost of the home. So definitely look at that, because they are, their costs are high. As it talks about in this article, new build costs are high, construction costs are high, and with the interest rates being higher, it's causing buyers to, you know, again, just like everywhere else, sit back and not engage with these new builds. So they're having to offer a bunch of buyer incentives. Well, if your buyer is one that wants a new build, take advantage of it. Okay, definitely take advantage of it. All right. I believe that's it for the day, you guys. We made it through. So any questions? No, we're good. All right, guys, you have an amazing week. Thank you so much for listening and for being here, and for investing in your business, and in your growth. I think it's great. And get out there and let's spread this message to our databases and to those people around us, because now we've got the information. Now we can share it. All right. Have a good week, guys. See you soon. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Brandy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
You too. Bye-bye.